And I keep trying to work in a joke with Monty Python, the Holy Grail, and what else floats, and a duck floats, but it's just not working. So, there you go. This Cada Ducky mold was one of the most requested tutorials for me to do. I did not own the Cada Duck mold, so I had to order it, and it came in. Now, I actually asked if I noticed that the size of it, and a few people had said like, hey, that Cada Duck mold is ginormous. So I asked the Cadas if they would make me a smaller duck, and they did. Not only did they make me one smaller duck, they made me two smaller ducks. So now we have this one that I'm working on right now is the original, the OG duck. He is the big mama. He is the original duck. I believe he's like 10 ounces. He's a beast. Okay, so this is the original duck. And as you saw, I just sprinkled the mix in, and I don't pack it anywhere. I just don't pack it anywhere. I'm going to squash it. Smash, smash, smash. I'm going to squash it on the table, make sure it's even all the way around. I'm looking for that thickness of that is sticking out is how thick my Saturn ring is, which is important for this big duck because he needs that support. So don't try to make this without a Saturn ring. I don't care if you don't think it will look right. Your duck will not stay together without that Saturn ring. So he needs that support. He needs it, baby. He needs that support of that Saturn ring. So, okay, so then I'm unmolding, and this is probably the most difficult part because he's so big. Now, mine, I mean, he just came straight out of the mold. I think maybe I nicked his beak a little bit. I'm just patting his beak back in, but he came straight out of the mold. He looks good. And I'm going to flip him over, and voila, he came straight out of the mold for me. Let's talk about why that might have happened. I did not tap the mold after he was made, right? I tapped the mold while it was in the shell. But I did not, and this is different for me, right? But I just found that this is what worked. Most of the time, I'm like unmolding it, taking the shell off, tapping all the way around the mold and like really tapping it. I didn't do that this time. I left the mold in the shell and just whacked the ever-loving crap out of it while it was in the shell. And they just unmolded for me. I also did not pack anything particularly heavily. I will change the camera angle in just a second, and you'll see, I kind of show you how I'm sprinkling the mix in. So another key thing I think, to one reason like people may or may not be having success, right, is his head area does not need as much mix as the body. So you need to sort of create a graded, more body, less on the head. More mix in the body, less mix in the head. I don't know what the word for that is. I just can't think of it right now, but that's what you need to do. And as you see, I tapped him while he was in the shell. I'm not tapping him now. Just lifting that baby straight up, and he is unmolding like a dream. This could have to do with my mix. This is obviously, I'm using Robyn's Humid Weather Bath Bomb mix, because that's my recipe. Like, I made that recipe and that's what works for me. I do use an oil, it is oil heavy, so you do want to make sure that you're using plenty of oils when you are using a 3D printed mold. But that, I mean, that's what works for me. So, yeah, and honestly, you guys, I believe that the Cadas have now, since I accidentally I posted it on purpose. I just didn't think about the fact that I didn't have this baby duck listed yet. But like, you guys, this baby duck, it changed my life. Oh my God. I never thought I needed a duck until I saw him, and he's so cute. Like, I cannot stress to you enough how cute this little duck is. Like, he's amazing. Okay, I have little teeny tiny hands. Like, my ring size is a 5.5 for my wedding ring. Like, I have tiny fingers, and this little duck is still little in my hands. He's so cute. Oh my God, there he is, my little ducky. Sorry. Okay, I'm over it. I just had a moment with it, but you guys, he's so cute. The easiest to unmold, I would say, was probably that medium-sized duck, but I did not find them difficult to unmold. And I did a couple different sessions with them. So this was actually the third time that I had made them. So I really think that it's probably comes down to technique. I think there's probably some of it where, you know, sometimes we look at a mold and we're like, oh, okay, the neck is really thin. I better pack that neck really good to make sure that it doesn't crack. You know, like that may be what's going on for some people. It may be an issue of the mix for other people. Okay, there you go. Lots in the body, not so much in the head. Okay, you want it to be kind of graduated like that. Graduated. Dang, there's that word. That's the word I was looking for. You want it to be kind of graduated like that. So, you know, I don't know if that's what's going on, where people are struggling with it. I don't know if, you know, people are packing it in difficult. You know, the problem is, and I told Bailey Cada, I was like, you know, I honestly prefer it when I'm testing a mold and I do have an issue with it, because then I can tell you exactly, like, okay, this is probably the issue you're having and here's how to troubleshoot it. But when it just comes out just right for me, I feel like it's not as helpful, because like I might well just put it together and mold it. It's fine. So I don't want it to, do not want you guys to feel like that is like my attitude towards it. So it's not like, I'm not trying to be like, just put it in and mold it. So mostly I'm saying like, okay, maybe watch what I'm doing. And then if you're not, you know, maybe you can see what the difference is in how you mold it. So, I'm just, once again, I sprinkle the mix in with a oil heavy mix, and come on, do it, Robyn. There we go. Haha. Sprinkle the mix in with an oil heavy mix. I would love to in the future include embeds in these, but I not this time. I just wanted to see how they did. And I'm piling it up. I mean, I'm really letting it pile up on the side where his body is, and I don't need as much where his head is. I'm not saying like don't fill his head, like you still need stuff in there, but like his body is gonna be the part that fills up needs the most, you know, to fill up. So, and then I'm just going to press it in just like so, and I'm just tapping right there. That little tap is just to get all the extra mix off the side. So, and then just pressing all the way around to make sure it's evenly pressed. Now, when I press it, I can feel that the body has a lot of give and the head is pretty stuck. But if I'm looking at the Saturn ring, it looks pretty even all the way around. I'm going to give it some really hard wax while it is still in its shell. Nice. I mean, these are heavy duty wax. These aren't my like tappity tap. No, I'm giving it some good healthy wax right there, okay? Lizzie Borden style. It's getting some nice healthy wax going on it, okay? And then I'm just gonna lift straight up. Ta-da, you know? It's so cute. And so they do now have, I believe, I need to double check that before I just post it all over the internet like that. But I do believe that they now have the medium and the small duck listed, so you can go get those if you want to. If the large duck was difficult to work with, I wouldn't say that it was difficult for me to work with necessarily as far as molding and unmolding. It's big. It's really big. So that was more difficult just because, you know, I have, like I said, I have small hands. So working with a giant mold like that is going to be harder to work with. And then obviously your cost of goods on an extremely large mold like that, you know, you're going to have to charge a lot more to get that that price point where you need it to be to cover the cost of that. So, you know, that's just something to keep into consideration. But they are cute. I mean, they're really cute. I just had never I had never gotten the ducks. I just had never gone down that path. So now I'm on the duck road, though. I'm on the duck path with you guys. I've been converted to the duck way, and yeah. So there you go, and you know, you're pressing all the way around. You can see how big this is. I didn't weigh these. Usually when I'm making bath bombs for my business, I'm weighing them as I'm filling them, because I'm doing it for this video. I'm not really weighing it. I'm mostly basing it off the thickness of the Saturn ring. But yeah. And like I said earlier, you want to make sure it's not quite as important for the medium and small duck, but for that large duck, you want to make sure that you have a healthy Saturn ring. It is sitting right on that Saturn ring. So it's important that that is going to be able to support it. And I think, you know, some people said that they have trouble filling in all the details on the wings and stuff like that. I think piling it up is going to help like that, but also making sure you have a healthy Saturn ring is going to help like that with that. So yep, and then just use your whole hand to flip it over, and then, you know, don't try to set it up. Don't try to lay it down flat. His neck will break off. You know, you got to set it up like that, and he is kind of listing to the side, but you know, there you go, guys. These are the finished ducks. Are they cute or what? Yeah, they're cute. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Come and visit us at bathfizzandfoam.com, where you can find recipes, color studies, tutorials, all kinds of other things like that, boot camps, classes, whatever. Also, we have a Facebook group, Bath Fizz and Foam, Bath Bomb, and Bubble Bar support group. We have cool stuff going on there. Come visit us. We want to see you. And as always, happy making.